Hello. I hope everyone is doing well. I wanted to take a moment to speak about responsibilities. Our responsibility as children who are now adults. A lot of people, I know life takes you in a lot of different directions, and with work and raising your children and all the other responsibilities that you have, there's not enough time in the day to do much else. But it is very important that we realize that not only are we responsible for the children that we birth, we're responsible for the parents that brought us here. We have to take time out to make things easier for them. The same way you make sacrifices for your children, please believe they've made sacrifices for you. And it is very important that we understand that and that we remember the sacrifices they've made. If you're blessed, you'll grow to be older as they are. And if you raise your children with the right principles, morals, and character, they'll know their responsibility for you. There's a lot of people who go through life and for whatever reason forget that they're responsible for their parents. Now, I get it that, some parents, some things that they've done makes it hard for you, to take responsibility for them now that they're in their older age. But let me say that it's a blessing if you can see past that and still assist them. It's a blessing for you. And I don't know about you, but I need all of my blessings, every last one of them. So it's very important that we realize our responsibilities as children. It's very important that we do the things that we're supposed to do, that we stay focused, and that we understand that part of our responsibility is making sure that life is easy for them. Part of our responsibility is making sure that the things that they need taken care of is taken care of. They're unable to do it themselves. So we need to step up to the plate. The same way when we was unable to take care of ourselves, and they made those sacrifices and went to work every day and worked jobs that they didn't necessarily want to work to make sure that we had food in our mouth, clothes on our back, and shoes on our feet, a roof over our heads, so on and so forth. We have to do the same things for them. We have to make sure that in their older age they are taken care of. A lot of people, send their parents off to these nursing homes and things, and those places are no good. Those places are no good because they don't, there's the love factor is not there. And they don't take care of those elderly people as they should. And so you think you should be thinking more of your loved one, more of your loved one than that. Just take some time out. If everybody pitched in, it's well, it's only three of us now. But if everybody pitched in, the burden wouldn't be so hard and so heavy on the one person that's doing everything. You know. And that's how the family structure should be. We should be working together as a team, as a unit, not one person carrying the weight, of the family. If we all stand in our role and learn our responsibility and what we're supposed to do and where we stand in this life, things will be a lot better. Things will be a whole lot better. For whatever reason, this one or that one go their way and they don't want to assist, and you only see them when they need something, so on and so forth. That's not the way we want to be living our lives. Because if you have children, please trust and believe, like my mother used to say, you're going to get that right on back. It's going to come back to you. The way you treated me, that's how your children will treat you. And you don't want that. You don't want that. Because in your older age, you can't do for yourself. You would like to, but you don't have all your faculties like you used to, and your body don't work the way it used to, so on and so forth. You need help. You know, I mean, even some of us now younger, we need help. We need help. The brain ain't what it used to be, so on and so forth. So we have to keep this in mind. And we can't just leave our parents once they start getting older to fend for themselves, because that's the wrong time. Now it's kind of like the cycles of life reverse. It's just a circle, everything. So as the older they get, they go back into the stages of a baby. Where they forget and they need a lot more attention and assistance and stuff. That's what we come in at. That's what we come in at, because when we was in that stage, they was there for us. And even I know about some of them parents that wasn't there. That's not the point. That's not the point. Earn your blessings today by overlooking that. By at this point in time, I would think that we would all have ironed those things out. You know, so that we can move forward and be productive and be forgiving. Extending the olive branch. Forgive. It's things that you do that your children may not necessarily like or respect, but it is what it is. That's where you sit down, you had conversations, you iron those things out, you get everything out on the table. We don't want to be holding these little things over people's head for 20, 30, 40 years when we could have talked about it and got this thing knocked out. Okay? It's very important. It's very important. You know, it takes nothing to take time out of your day to make sure, go over there and check on, because some of them, like my mom, she lives, she's independent. She lives by herself, but she still needs a lot of assistance. Even though she lives by herself and she can pretty much do a lot of things, she still needs a lot of assistance, you know. So it takes nothing out of my time to go over there and make sure that she has food in her refrigerator, because she'll tell me she's good, she had food, and then I go look in the refrigerator and there's barely anything in there. I don't know what she's seeing, but I know what I'm seeing. So it takes nothing. It takes nothing to run them to the grocery store, to run their errands, to make sure that their bills are paid. I have to check behind that all the time, because she wants to be independent, but at the same time, you forget. You forget, and it's okay to forget. So that's what I'm here for, to remind you, to make sure that the important things are being paid. Those things that's not so important, and she hate that, because I go through her little list of things that she want to pay, and I'm like, well, what is this for, and what is that for, and what are they for, what you using that for, and she mad because I'll be crossing stuff off her list. Like, you don't have to pay that this month. And she like, Monica, these my bills, I want to. I'm like, you know what, you on a fixed income. You're on a fixed income, and it's honorable that you want to pay all of these things, but you got to pace yourself while doing it, because you have to still have money to live off of. But, getting back to my point, we have to be there for them. We have to be there for them. We have to make life easy for them the same way that they took time out and sacrificed to make life easy for us. We have to be around, our presence, just being around, just coming to visit, so on and so forth. If a lot of parents, if you're anything like my mother, she love her space, she love her space. But at the same time, it's refreshing when I come over and I just sit with her, or we go to the store and run her errands and things of that nature, because she needs company too. I'm like her. I love my space. But there's times when I need company. There's times when I don't necessarily want to be alone, you know. So it's very important that we understand our roles, because there's a lot of elderly people, and I pray for them all the time, that's in this thing, and they're by themselves. The children don't come visit them, don't put them up in these nursing facilities, just leave them there to rot. I used to work in one when I was going for my CNA, Certified Nursing Assistant certification, and I swear, you know, I realized early on that wasn't a job that I could successfully, a field I could successfully be in, because I'm too attached. And the time that I was there, some of the patients got attached to me. And it's so sad to see them in those states. It's so sad to see how some of those people who work in those facilities treat the residents in those facilities. You have to be there to know. It's not right. It's not right. It's not right. Yeah. And we as children have to understand our role and responsibilities. We cannot be putting our loved ones in facilities like that. We cannot do it. We cannot do it. God knows, what he hold against you, and what he don't. But I'm trying to tell you, when you have the information, when you have knowledge, then you can't say that you didn't know. You're no longer in a state of ignorance. I'm telling you that those facilities, you should not be putting your loved ones in those facilities. You should not. We need to find a way to make this thing work. We need to find a way to make it work, because yeah, they go in there and they so sad, and they already got a lot of things that they dealing with, and so then they start giving up on self and life itself, because they're in these facilities and they're being treated so poorly. The conditions and all of that, laying in your urine and your feces, not being washed, not having your clothes changed, not being fed properly. It's just so many things. And I need you all to stay mindful that these things exist, and that you want more for your loved ones. You want more, because your parents, they sacrificed a lot so that you can get to where you are today. And so now, in turn, it's time for you to sacrifice, to make life, what's left of their life, pleasant and comfortable. They should not be living in poor conditions like that. They should not be worrying about, the next meal, and who gonna come and clean me up, and things of that nature. And I know, it's not easy. It's easier said than done when you have to go through that and then hold down a full-time job and so on and so forth. You need help. Well, bring somebody in. If you got money to put them in a nursing facility, then you have money that you can bring someone in to the household and assist. That's better for them, because ultimately, it's over. The quality of life starts to fade. Because they're losing so many other things that they used to have, and then once they don't have the people around them that brings them comfort and joy, the will to live, it lessens. It lessens. And that's what we don't want to do. I remember this lady, Miss Virginia Warren, and a Caucasian lady, and she just loved herself some Monica. She used to pull me and want me to sit and talk to her all the time, and want to give me stuff and everything, and and I was very appreciative, but I had to let her. I can't take your stuff. That's your stuff. But she needed someone, and she said that her child, I can't remember if it was a son or daughter, but she only had one, said that they was going to come see her, and that she hadn't seen them. Now I don't know if she, you know if that was her truth, or if that was just something she was saying because maybe she wasn't in her right state of mind. I don't know. But when she talked to me, I believe it, because when she talked to me, she seemed like she was in the right state of mind. Like, she never said anything that would make me believe that she didn't know or wasn't conscious of what was coming out of her mouth. And I remember sitting there and watching the tears roll from her eyes because she didn't want to be there anymore. And I remember how helpless it made me feel. And at that moment, I realized that you got to be tough as nails to be in a situation like that, and not, feel something. And I mean, yeah, I'm not that. I'm not that. I'm not that. I mean, when she was crying, I was like, felt like, I'm tearing up, wanting to cry. It was serious. My heartstrings was just, she was pulling on them. And there was just so many people in there. And it's not a good environment. It's not a good environment. So it is our responsibility to care for mom and dad. It is our responsibility. It is our responsibility to make sure that, what's left of their life is peaceful. That they're loved, they feel love, they're around love, they know love, because it really does add to them. It does. It makes them want to keep on going through, and a lot of them being pain, or sick, or whatever the case may be. But their will to survive increases when they have all these positive things and positive people around them. You know, when you don't have that, it makes you. And I mean, I'm not even older, and I know what it's like. You know, to want to keep on going when you feel like you have a reason to keep on going. When you feel like you don't have anything to live for, it's just like, whatever. What am I still fighting for? And we don't want them to feel that way. We want to keep them calm and cool and collective at all times. We want to keep them happy. We want to keep them encouraged and motivated, even through the rough times. It is our responsibility as their children. It is our responsibility. Okay? So I want you to just get that in your mindset. Get that in your mindset. If you ain't seen your parents, you need to make your way over there to see your mom and your dad. If you have some things that's hindering your relationship, you need to find a way to remove that. You know. You need to find a way to mend it. You need to talk about it, whatever the case may be. Let's agree to disagree. Let's just move on from here, from this point forward. You know, you can't hold grudges. And a lot of people do. For whatever reason, a lot of people do. And we got to get out of that, because really, when you holding a grudge, you're not hurting the person you're holding a grudge against. You're hurting yourself. That's stopping your progression. And you have to understand that. We want to keep on moving through everything by any means necessary. We don't want anything to stop us from moving forward. It's a continuous cycle, and we have to do everything in our power to make sure that we keep on moving forward. Regardless of whether the people around us are moving forward or not, do yourself something. Free your mind. Get yourself right in the right stand. Because if anything happened, you sitting there, you go to your grave with grudges, and hate, and all this negative. I mean, come on now. When you're on your deathbed, it's too late to make it right. So while you have breath in your body, while you have the opportunity, okay, let's start making things right. Let's start forgiving people. Let's start forgiving us. First, let's start forgiving ourselves. If you can forgive yourself, you can forgive others. See, it's hard to forgive others when you can't even forgive you. The person you walk with every day. You wake up to, you lay down to, you eat and sleep and breathe with. You got to forgive yourself. Okay? And then with that, you can forgive other people. So all of that to say that we have a great responsibility to our parents as children, and we need to start honoring that responsibility. We need to start doing everything that we need to do to make life easy for them, to make life peaceful for them. Okay? To eliminate some of their stress factors at this point in time in their life. And I know this is a whole lot of things, the way this world is just turning. It's a whole lot of things that add stress. But whatever we can do to eliminate some of those stress factors, let's do it. Let's do it. You know. You need to, when they're not here anymore, it's too late to think about what I shoulda, coulda, woulda did. Yeah, it's too late. Okay? It's too late. And we don't want to live with regret, because that all that would do is bring regret. Let's eliminate that. We can eliminate that by doing everything in our power that we can do now. Now. You know, if it's something you want to do, something you want, you find ways around everything else to make it happen. Let's find ways to make this happen, because it's very important and it only adds to you. And I don't know about you, but we need all the blessings. All the blessings. And that's one that's easily earned, because you're just doing what you're supposed to do anyway. You're not doing nothing out of the ordinary that you're not supposed to do. You know, you got to put in a whole bunch of effort to do it. No. No. That should be just second nature. Like, whatever, my mother getting old, my father getting old, and I need to make sure that I'm there for them. I'm doing my part, making life a little easy for them. I mean, that should just be instilled in everybody's brain. But some people don't know. You know. Some people don't care. But now that I'm telling you, you know. Now that I'm letting you know, you need to care. Okay? Let's be responsible adults. Let's be responsible adults. All right? In the same way, like my mother used to tell me, how you treat me, that's how your kids going to treat you. So, I mean, if that's the road you want to travel, then by all means, continue to travel down that road. But understand that you reap what you sow. And so you're only sowing a seed that you don't want to deal with later on. Okay? So, you raising nations, generations coming up, we need to show them what this thing is about. They learn by what they see. We can tell them anything. But if we're showing them, trust and believe, they're going to get that lesson way more than when we telling them. You know. You lead by example. Be the example. Be the example. Okay? Mom and dad should not be out here struggling, trying to figure out how we going to make ends meet, you know, how I'm going to buy food, and, you know, can't take my medicine like I'm supposed to because I don't know how I'm going to get money to buy more, so on and so forth. They shouldn't be worrying about that. That's the last thing they need to be worrying about. You know, we're young. We could work some extra hours to make sure that they have. Whatever. We do it for other things. So why can't we do it for them? Okay? So I just wanted to give you that because it's very important that we stay mindful of that. It's very important that we start living in that and doing what we're supposed to do as children for our parents now that they've gotten of age where they can't do for themselves completely. All right? All right. Have no regret. Have no regret. Stay on your course. But at the same time, on your course, understand that you have other people that depend on you. And you need to make sure that you're doing everything to make life easier for them because they can't do it for themselves. Okay? And those living facilities, that's a no-no. That's a no-no. So bring a nurse in the home, whatever you got to do. But, yeah, that's a no-no. They're not going to get the love, affection, and attention that they need to get in those places. So stay mindful of that. Okay? I love y'all all. I'll be seeing you soon. Comment, share, like. All right? We doing this thing together. You, me, us, we. Okay? All right. MJK.